Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Julie and Jim Traber podcast. I am Jim Traber, along with my beautiful wife, Mrs. Julie Traber. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
She's laughing because we just had a massive argument, and she doesn't like me very much right now. So it's interesting. You guys don't understand, when y'all get in a disagreement or whatever, and then you just like go to separate parts of your house and then talk, we'll have a disagreement, and then we have to come on and act like we love everybody. Right, Joel?
Then we have a podcast to talk about relationships.
That's right. I would bet any amount of money that 97.5% of the people would have been on my side of the argument.
Really?
I knew that was going to be fun.
Well, we have Jay here. Jay's
always on your side. What are you talking about? It's ridiculous. Everybody's always on your. Everybody thinks I'm this big bully and you're this little tiny Miss Muffet. Yeah, we know. We know you're strong like bull. You're just not as strong as this bull. How are you? Good?
I'm good.
You sure look, we are very, very differently dressed today. You look absolutely gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
And I look like a bum.
Well, I tried to pull it together. Clyde and I had a big day. Yeah. Did a lot of playing this afternoon.
Yeah, Clyde was getting after it, huh?
So I just had to come in and try to get cute for this podcast.
Well, you look good.
Thank you.
And even I had my boss today even tell me that I was starting to look like Burl Ives or something with my beard.
He asked you if you were turning into a mountain man.
I wanted to get up early this morning and go, not early, 9 o'clock. Sorry about that. People that work up at 5:30, I apologize. But I was going to get up at 9 o'clock and I had to go to cut a commercial at 11. And I thought I'd have a nice leisurely. I was going to trim my beard.
Okay, don't spoil it with telling what time. So Clyde and I get out of gymnastics at 10:30, and I'm trying to call you, and you were not answering the phone. And I said, Clyde, we're going to have to go straight home and check on Big Daddy. And he was like, what's wrong with him? And I said, well, I just want to make sure that he's out of the bed. I said, what do you think? Let's talk about it. Do you think that Big Daddy's up, or do you think he's still in bed? And he goes, Big Daddy is out of the bed. He said, he's probably in the shower. That's what he said.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, he's a good little kid, isn't he?
We came walking in.
Well, what did you think?
I was hoping you were in the shower.
I haven't slept that long in a long time.
I walked in, Jim is dead asleep. And I said, do you know what time it is? And you were like, what time is it? 10:40.
And I had to be there at 11.
You were supposed to be somewhere at 11. Yeah. Maybe as an adult. How old are you now?
64.
64?
Yeah.
Maybe you should start setting an alarm, sweetie, when you have appointments the following day.
Listen, this new phone that I have sticks. For some reason, the side of it, if you breathe on it, it goes to
sweetie,
silent.
Even if you have it on silent, if you set an alarm, the alarm goes off.
You're not on my phone.
Doesn't it, Jay?
Not
Mine
on my
does.
phone. Something's wrong with my phone. So
well, anyway.
It stinks. This phone stinks.
But yeah, it was on silent because my phone calls weren't waking you up either.
No, yeah.
But.
And you know what, though? It's obvious I needed to sleep. That's what you used to say to me. Like after I had it's just interesting, people. After I'd had like a big surgery and I would sleep, I'd sleep for 14 straight hours. And, I'd go, this is ridiculous. I'm sleeping that long. And he says, you'd go, your body's telling you that you need sleep. But when you want me to get up, it's like, set your alarm. What's going on?
Sweetie, nobody feels sorry for you. We have just spent a week in Kauai, in Hawaii, and just got back. So nobody feels like you need your rest. Although I will say that after the flight back from Kauai, we were super excited that we had 2 days to recuperate.
Yeah, it is. It's not an easy trip, though.
Not if you fly Southwest and you sit in the emergency exit aisle and your seat doesn't recline.
Although we had a lot of leg room, though.
Had a lot of leg room, but you're trying to sleep sitting up like this.
I did.
It's not great, but
yeah,
we came home. We got home. We did a red eye, so we flew all night. Yeah. Got home around 12-ish. Got everything in, and then you said, do you want to take a nap? And you and I went promptly to bed.
We did. Took a nice little nap, and we had a nice little weekend together.
Yeah.
But we did have a great time seeing our little baby, both of our little babies.
Oh, my gosh. I just have to tell you guys that this little redhead Nora is one of the happiest babies. I know we say that about Clyde.
Yeah, no.
He is also a happy baby. But she's like different from Clyde because we call him Sloth Boy.
Right.
He likes to just lay around and snuggle.
Yeah.
This girl likes to go.
When you
Likes to
hold
go.
her, she just, her legs are like, let's go somewhere.
She forces you because she'll literally flop her body. She wants to be held like a football.
Like a football, like this, yeah.
And so every picture we post, you'll see her. She's being held like that. And it's like she just swings her arms and legs like she's walking.
She's ready to go. When she starts walking,
she's gone.
Courtney's going to be in big trouble.
She's going to be gone.
She's going to be all over the place. But I'm telling you, I've never seen a baby. And listen, we have beautiful babies. And by the way, remember, it has nothing to do with me because none of the babies have my blood. So it's not like I'm bragging. It's Julie's blood, and you can see how beautiful she is.
I'll brag.
You can brag. But we've had all 5 of our grandbabies have been beautiful. By the way, we will say if a baby doesn't look good. Trust me, we don't have any problem
to each other.
With that.
We won't tell you directly to your face.
On here too. But
which, by the way, Jay Pitts posted a picture of him when he was a babe. Well, he was second grade.
Yeah. That was good looking.
You were such a cute little guy, Jay.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Cute. Yeah.
So cute.
You were good. I don't know what happened to you, but you were good. But anyway, everywhere you go, people go, oh, look at her. Look at this girl. They'll call her a doll baby. They call her one girl said it's a Cabbage Patch doll.
Yeah.
She
gets stopped
and
everywhere.
Her hair is.
It's the hair. Everybody stops for the hair.
Well, I mean, how do you explain her hair?
You just have to go look at a picture. It's just, there's so much hair for a baby and it's red. And I think that's
it's real red. It's not the red that's like turning like light in the
no, it's not.
The sun.
No, it's not. What do they call that?
Auburn.
No.
A strawberry blonde.
The strawberry blonde. No, hers is red, and and 1% of the population has that, and so I think it's pretty rare to see a baby with that much hair.
It's incredible.
The interesting.
And I was like looking at her like close up.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot in there, man. It looks like she's like 25 years old. And she's 9 months old.
But she is a classic redhead. The sun does not, she does not do well in the sun.
5 minutes since you'll burn up.
She has to have a hat or an umbrella or something. Hawaii may not be her.
And our little Courtney is just a wonderful mom.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
She's so good. And we had a good time. Although I will tell you that someday her and her husband are going to realize that I got problems because we went to the beach. Like they wanted to go. So we were in a Airbnb.
No, we were in a condo. It was a resort condo.
Resort condo, but not an Airbnb. You're right. I'm sorry. What's it called?
It's
timeshare kind of deal. Yeah. And it was nice, really nice.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And so, but when you're in one of those places, there's no
Well, this particular one did not have beach access. Is that where you're going?
No, I was going with like being able to have coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
And, like they got a restaurant. I mean, the restaurant was around the way down, but it's just not what we like. Resort living. Is it fair to say that?
Yes.
We like resort living. And one of the main things about it is that I don't like sand. Sand messes with me. I'll go on. I'll do it, but I don't like it. But what I like is I'm in a swimming pool with on cement with a nice chair or a layback thing, and then there's the beach.
You can look at the sand and the beach. That's what you like.
And if you want to go on it, feel free.
Yeah.
So.
But this was their vacation that we were invited to, and I will say, you never complained one time.
Thank you.
So
that was nice of them.
It was a nice setup.
What I was going to say is you're right, but they took us to the beach. The first day we went, it was like 40 degrees and freezing. I don't know what was going on over there, but the second day we went, and they had chairs, which chairs for me. Yeah. But the chair, when I sat my patootie down, my patootie was like right there, and then 2 inches underneath was the sand. So I'm sitting down like this, like Jabba the Hutt, looking around here.
Oh gosh!
I'm like, oh my gosh! And then to get up, Mac had to like pull me out of the chair. Yeah. Finally, what did we do? Tell everybody what we did. You're gonna hear how spoiled we are.
3 days in a row, and I finally said the last day. I said, "How about this last day? You let me get day passes at the resort that was near us." It has beach access, so you've got the umbrellas and the chairs right there. Because Mac had been working his tail off to get us all set up at the beach, which was great. We were of no help to him. And then he would have to tear it all down and take it all back. And so I said, this way it's all there. There's a restaurant there. We can order pina coladas there.
You?
And so
they gave us a room.
They gave us a room, yeah, with 4 passes to everything, which was lovely.
So you could go up, take a nap, you could do whatever you want to do.
It was
really cool.
It was really a nice
people,
last day.
Look on the internet. It's called Resort Pass. It's on Instagram, Resort Pass.
You can do that all over the world.
You can do it all over the world. It's unbelievable. And it's not as expensive as you would think.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get rid of rooms that they didn't
You
sell.
don't have to have rooms. Like there were passes on there where you could just have
this was the perfect one for us.
Can I finish talking?
Yes.
You can have access.
Maui, the water's pretty nice, but up there it was cold. The other thing is their beaches are rocky.
Right.
A lot of them have a lot of rocks and stuff. They don't want to deal with that. So you tell me how many times you went in the ocean while you were there.
0. It was just too cold, though. It was really a weird phenomenon. It was warmer in Oklahoma than it was in Hawaii.
But the last day we were there, went up to about 74, 75.
Yeah, that was nice. But it was still pretty windy
Yeah, but you didn't go in the ocean.
No, it was still too cold for me.
I know. But in December in Maui, you go in.
Not as often. I haven't been in a long time, but it's probably the water is warmer, but I feel like it's seasonally warmer. Like 2 weeks before we went, it was in the 80s during the day.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's more.
Yeah, we had a little bit.
That's more conducive for me.
Right.
But you're right. No, our last day was absolutely beautiful. But you asked me on this podcast before we went
what
I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And so I got exactly what I wanted. I wanted to hang out with Courtney and MacArthur and play with that baby and kiss on her. And
this woman is
what I did.
I've never met a grandmother that is better than this woman right here. You're is amazing.
Sweet. There's a lot of grandmothers out there.
And I'm but listen, I'm telling you what she does. Like the very last day we were there, she wanted to make sure that they had a date and stuff. And she took this baby and she's all over Julie's all over. This baby's going, and this baby is not one of those babies that you just sit there and go, hey, what are you doing? This baby wants to go there and there and there. And after it was over, you were dead tired.
I was dead tired because she's a little chunk.
She's big. She weighs more now than her cousin.
No. You're confusing that. Well, her and Clyde are almost the same weight.
I thought it was 24 pounds to like 22 pounds. No?
Right.
I'm wrong?
Yeah. Clyde.
Well, that's what I'm just saying.
Okay.
So she weighs more than her.
No, she's 22. Clyde's 24.
Oh, I'm thought it was the other way around.
No.
Okay, well, she almost is weight. Who's 2 years older and a boy? She's a big girl. Big girl. I don't know where it's coming from, but she's going to be a big girl.
Yeah.
But man, she's
well.
so sweet.
She is such a happy girl.
You got to though. I felt so good because I sang her to sleep. Did I not?
Well, on that
first
day
night.
when we had the terrible weather, we had tried to go up to the north side, thought it was going to be sunny. It wasn't. So we had to load everything up and we're heading back to the south side to try to find a better situation because it was sunnier on the southern side. So poor Nora has to get loaded back up and it's another hour, 20 minutes back to the south side. And she was sick of being in that car seat and tired, and she wasn't wanting to go take her nap.
And we're singing songs like crazy.
And Jim and Courtney said, sing to her, Dad. And Jim turns around and puts his hand on her little head, on her little curly hair, and starts singing a song that his mother sang to him.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, within seconds, she closed her eyes, she totally settled down and just went right to sleep.
I know.
It was really beautiful.
It made me feel so good.
Yeah.
Because I can't do very much with children. But I sang my little song.
To her. Yeah.
I was like, oh, mammy, mammy. I sang that song. I won't sing it, but I did. I put my hand on her head with her little curls, and she just settled down. And then Courtney looked at me and like I don't know, a minute later and said, she's asleep. And I said, wow.
Yeah,
that made me feel really good. And I sang to her another night, too, and helped her go to sleep, too. So.
Now, that was a heartwarming moment with our granddaughter, but there was one situation. We had gone to get the famous, what was that hot dog?
Puka dogs.
The puka dog.
I love puka dogs.
We had made a specific run for the puka dog, and that was a cool beach because...
It's called
Poipu Beach.
Poipu Beach, which is supposed to be one of the best in the world.
There were sea turtles everywhere.
Go to my Instagram.
Yes.
At Jim Traber. Go to at Jim Traber.
There were sea lions just plopped out there, these big old fat sea lions.
But same
seals.
Same thing.
and sleeping. And it's funny because they put a sign up at how long they've been sleeping, kind of like you this morning,
Yeah.
like
I
good
needed
14
a
hours.
sign. Yeah, the seals, when they come up, there's people that volunteer. And when the seal comes up, they know which seal it is. So they say, this is so-and-so, came here at 7:30 this morning. And then they say something about the seal.
Yeah.
And I thought that was one of the
It
coolest
was
parts
really
of the trip,
fun.
man. Yeah.
But you and I had both gone to find the public restrooms. And I'm in the restroom. I'm just coming out of the stall. And I hear such foul language from children. It's screaming. I thought I got a hint of your voice, but I was like, surely not. But I'm hearing just the most foul curse words coming out of children. And this woman comes in with her eyes like saucers. And I go, what is going on out there? And she said, there's a group of little boys with just terribly foul language yelling at some man. And I thought, oh no. And sure enough, I walk out and it's my husband. It's you.
Can I tell the story?
Please do.
So I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I go in there. So I have to go to the bathroom. I turn around and I see these kids. There's 3 of them. I'd say one of them was about 7. Another one was maybe about 10 or 11. And there was one that maybe 12. And they were, so if you go to Kauai,
They're famous for this, by the way.
famous for chickens everywhere, roosters, chickens everywhere. Well, one of the kids had one of the chickens, which isn't theirs.
Roosters. They had caught 2 roosters.
2 roosters, and they were fighting them like they were cockfighting. Okay, I mean, like which is illegal. They're trying to fight these
in the men's restroom.
in the men's restroom, which was about as big as this room. And there's like a 75-year-old man in there. He's just trying to pee. Okay,
Yeah.
he's just trying to pee. And I'm worried you could see he's getting all agitated, and I'm worried he's going to fall down. The chicken's going to go run into him. So I turn around to these kids and I go, hey, fellas, take it outside. What's wrong with you? And the kid looks at me and he goes, hey, F you effing tourist.
And wasn't it the littlest one that was screaming at you?
One. And then I looked at him and I said, what? And then the other one dropped the F-bomb on me.
Oh, yeah. I was hearing it.
And I just looked at them and I just started laughing. I was like, I said, are you kidding me? I said, what is wrong with you little punks? What do you want to do?
They continued to scream MF tourist. And I'm like, wow, you were literally in there 5 seconds.
Well, you know what? They left. I was worried about the old man.
Yeah, no, well, first of all, how about the poor roosters? And the roosters like the tourists.
Well, I mean, I don't find a lot of charm. I get tired of them. Don't you?
I found charm in it, and Nora loved it.
Oh,
like
Nora
she loved it. There was one chicken in particular over at the resort that had only one little chick. So I don't know what happened to all her babies, but she only had one left. And you could find her in the same spot every day. So Nora and I would go find the chicken with her little baby chick. And
I saw one chicken had about 7 babies.
oh, yeah. Most of them had a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, we thought it was pretty cute. But, yeah, the tourists did not think that they're cute. They didn't find them funny. And in that particular beach, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I just couldn't believe these kids. I thought to myself,
the little cockfight going on in the men's restroom.
10 or 15 years from now, these kids are going to be in prison. I mean, they were just punks. And I got to tell you, if I'd have been 12 years old, I'd have brawled with all 3 of them. I don't care. They thought they were all big and bad. They had long hair and no shirt on, and they're dark as can be and everything, Hawaiian guys. And I did think that there's a possibility, though, that maybe one of if they had a father, that their father might come back and shoot me.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm glad
I'm going to deal with that.
I'm glad you restrained yourself and took up for the poor roosters.
Yeah, I wanted to pick one of them up. Okay. I was mad, Jewel. I was. It's ridiculous these kids did that. So anyway, that's what happened in the bathroom. Then we went back and got the poop. Then we went back and got the puka dogs. And you weren't excited about it, and I was. They were really good. Too much breading for you.
Yeah.
A puka dog, what they do instead of like us have a hot dog that's like a semicircle, theirs is a total circle. The bun, and then they cut out the top. And then they put the toppings in it. And then
anything you want, they squirt all down in there, and then they stick the dog in there. And it's more like an Italian, Polish sausage.
It is a Polish sausage.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was big league. It was
Yeah.
really good.
But it's crazy because you're standing in a line that is wrapped around the building.
Wrapped
It's
around the
all
building.
day long
Yeah.
for this
The
puka
other thing over there that I just lost my mind on, which I wish I could have every day, was the shaved ice. They make the greatest shaved ice in Hawaii I think I've ever tasted. And I don't know if it's the way they do their ice or something, but oh my gosh, it was so good. So good.
The interesting thing about that we had every single day while we were in Kauai was gyoza. That's going to surprise everybody.
Well, the Japanese are very powerful in Hawaii.
There's a big influence over there
Yeah.
with like Asian inspired dishes.
A lot of Asians, yeah, a lot of Asian
In fact, one of our greatest meals, this was so good. We discovered a new dish that we love. And now I'm not going to remember the name of it. Starts with a G, Guyotes or something like that.
Which place? Help me out.
The breakfast place.
Oh,
so I said, let's get this.
No,
It was on the side.
No,
we went for breakfast.
Yeah, right.
I have to look it up and tell them later. But it's essentially a cross between like beef and pork.
Right.
Sausage, right?
Sausage.
So they slice them in almost like little discs. So
yeah, thin.
Like a pepperoni slice, a little thicker than that.
Thicker than that.
And then I guess they fry them in a frying pan.
Yeah. Kind of like people do with Spam.
But it was so delicious. And they serve it with like a sticky rice is the way the dish is traditionally served. And people eat that for breakfast.
It was incredible. What was the name of it? It wasn't gyote. It was like holy goat or something. Like, remember, it was like kind of
no,
longer.
It was just a long. I'll have to look it up later.
But it was so good, so good.
Starts with a G. But anyway, it was delicious. But you got this amazing pork hash.
Pork hash
with fried rice
on top of this. What was it? What kind of fried rice was it?
It almost had like a pork.
No, pineapple fried rice.
Pineapple fried rice.
Oh my gosh, what a breakfast! I could eat there 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
It was great. They got some great, their own breakfasts.
We did have some really good food while we were there.
Yeah. No, we did have some really good food. Yeah. We had this fish. What's it called?
Mongchong.
Mongchong. Oh, beautiful fish. Yeah. Good food. Good food. I like Maui better. I think you did too, but it's a beautiful place. Kauai is a beautiful place.
Yeah. We had a really good trip. The main thing is just there's nothing, for those of you who have grandkids, you're going to appreciate what I'm about to say. For those of you who don't, this is something to look forward to, but there is nothing sweeter than watching your baby with their baby. You know what I mean? Just being around that. It's so, it's like, okay, this is what God meant, with the circle of life. You know what I mean? It's just watching that. And you're right. Courtney's such a good mom, and MacArthur takes good care of our girls. And it's a good feeling to watch that.
And you've heard us talk about it many times. They were on a podcast. You want to go back and watch a couple of great podcasts, you should go back and watch the ones with our daughters. But she's such a little tiny thing. Courtney, I never in my life ever thought about Courtney having a baby. I wanted to kill people thinking she was even going to be with a guy and kiss him. Okay. And for her to have a baby, and that's our little tiny girl with those little glasses that she used to wear.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. I guess we're just getting old. I'm getting old. You look great.
Well, thanks.
I'm looking bad lately too. And I know you're going to say, oh, no, you don't. But I really am. I've been having some pain problems and stuff. I don't know what's going on with me.
You look fantastic.
But I did have a better day today, so that's good.
Good.
So what are we talking about
today? It's the 14 hours of sleep. Well.
I wish I had gotten 14, but good.
So we've been talking the month of love, February. It's almost over with.
Yes, it is.
Is that intimacy comes in many forms. Do you remember the ones we've talked about so far?
Kinda.
Emotional. Let me just give you a little recap. So emotional is respect, empathy, trust, vulnerability, communication. The second one is your favorite, physical. Physical intimacy, cuddling, hugs, hand-holding, relations. Number 3 is experiential. You always want to think it's about, what is it you always think that is? But it's actually about experiences together. So date night, spontaneity, adventure, and curiosity.
I like it.
I don't think that says curiosity. Can't read my own writing. So the last one is tonight. What do you think? What do you think the last intimacy?
I'm just going to guess and say intellectual.
Good job.
'Cause
Did
I
I
knew.
tell you
Yeah, you
earlier?
already told me.
Okay,
I would have never
forgot.
guessed.
I was like,
I would
wow.
have never guessed
That
it.
kind of turned me on
So
that you.
you don't remember just telling me that like
I
5 minutes
don't
ago?
remember.
Wow, girl, you're getting close to me. Blue
I
methylene.
don't.
You need some methylene blue.
Okay. So basically the whole point of all of these is that you don't have to overhaul your marriage. Maybe your marriage is great, but just pick one of them that you think you could be better at and start working on that particular type of intimacy. So tonight's is intellectual. So intellectual intimacy, well, before I say it, what do you think intellectual intimacy, how would you describe that?
Well, I really don't have any idea what direction they're gonna go. I could say something that sounds stupid, but maybe, I mean, obviously intellectual is about your brain and things and being, so, I mean, just
So
maybe
here's a fun way to think about it.
fun.
Intellectual intimacy is when you like how your spouse thinks, not just the way they look in their jeans. So I thought that's easy to remember, right?
Sure.
So you like them for their brain too. Here's the interesting thing about it, because I went back thinking that um, I was going to be shocked or that I knew what the outcome would be. But I started trying to look into polls, like, because I felt like women would be more um, particular about the intellectual side of things when looking for somebody to date, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of shocked. It was pretty even when I went back to the polls that men said it was just as important as women did.
Well, you've got that thing in your brain, just like I do and many other people, is that there's a bunch of men that like bimbo women.
So here's the interesting thing about it. They do when it's just to date.
Right.
But
if you
when
want
it
to live with
comes
them every
down
day, yeah.
to somebody that they're going to keep dating and possibly that's going to be their mate, the intellectual side of things becomes more important.
I would 3 billion% agree with that. Yeah, that's the way men
But
are. Yeah.
here's the difference. A woman will, over time, get rid of the guy who's better looking for the guy who's more intelligent. Okay. The men will, okay, in a pinch, pick the more attractive person than the smarter one. Does that surprise you?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I think though that if you've got something inside of you, then you're going to want the woman to have something inside of her.
Yeah.
So I'll say this: looks deteriorate as you get older, which in turn, if that's the most important thing, you're not going to look at your spouse as good as if you have someone who has lots of different good things.
True.
Is that what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say?
Yeah. I see what you're
I
saying.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if I explained that very well, but yeah, no, you got to have some substance to a relationship. I can't, I wonder if there's anybody out there that's ever married that total bimbo and it's gone 30, 40, 50 years. There might be.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Then that dude's got some problems if you ask me. Then.
Maybe. I don't know. Or he has a plane.
By the way, there's
You don't
guys
know.
that are bimbos too. No, you're right. The plane thing is, I understand.
Plane
that.
helps.
I understand that.
Um,
But there are guy bimbos out there too.
yeah, but that's why I was looking at the poll, because here's a perfect example. Okay. Before I met you,
Mm-hmm.
I used to work out at the YMCA
Right.
with a friend of mine. So we went all the time.
Right.
And there was a particular guy in there who all the women were checking out. Okay.
But he was only checking out you.
No. He was working out. He was in perfect physical shape, like worked out all the time. And my friend,
Well, you remember this long
who
ago.
you will remember, I remember everything. My friend Sarah, you'll remember,
Mm-hmm.
was looking for love.
Looking for love.
I guess I
in
did know you.
all
We
the
weren't
wrong
serious.
places.
I had
Yeah.
met you. We were dating, but
So you weren't telling me about him then. Okay, that's nice.
I'm
enough.
sure I did. But Sarah was like on the hunt
Yeah, on the prowl.
for a man.
Which she was good at.
So anyway, she had her eye on this fella. I mean, she was always excited when he was at the gym. Well, one particular
Were
day,
you excited too?
no, I didn't care.
Come on, Julie. If
Jim.
he looks that good, you like looking at him, didn't you?
Can I just tell this story? I have 3 babies at this point. I'm really not looking for somebody who's in the gym every day, like pumping iron. Okay.
You wanted some fat dude like
I was
me.
looking for
You wanted the dude that was sitting on the couch, like, what's going
I
on?
was looking for a dad bod, okay?
That's beautiful. Okay, go ahead.
So, anyway, on one particular day, he's waiting for me to get off the machine and starts up a conversation.
Oh, here we go.
He was as dumb. And I was like, you don't want any part of that,
That
okay?
didn't bother Sarah, did
She
it?
did not care. She was
No.
like, I don't care. I'm looking for Mr. Right Now, and he's hot. She didn't care.
I hear you.
And we've talked about this. Mr. Right Now is a problem, right? That's not a great situation. But you see that a lot of times with guys that they just don't care when they're dating. They're like, she's really good looking, and I don't care that she's not
There's no
got
doubt.
a great personality.
We are much more, what's the word? Outside, face, what's the word I'm looking for?
Shallow?
Yeah, shallow. Okay. I'm sure you could put a bunch of them. What's the word I'm looking for, though, when you look superficial?
Superficial. There you go.
We are much more superficial.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm different.
No,
that
most women that have a soul and know what they're doing are not like us. Trust me.
Yeah. So it matters to me. Conversation mattered a great deal to me.
And age matters, too. I mean, when
I
you're
think so.
25 years old, I would talk to a girl who was an idiot.
But I
if
was 25 then.
Yeah, you're right.
But I
That's
had
true.
3 babies. So, yeah, I think it makes a big difference where you are in your life and like how,
Right.
serious you are.
Right.
But even though I wasn't looking for a mate, I was like, I don't even have time to talk to you. You're that stupid. I mean, not to be rude, but, just wasn't interested. I think conversation, I realized back then when I started making my list, if I'm ever going to date somebody, and you were checking all those boxes, is that conversation was a big deal to me.
Well,
So you're saying when you're 25, conversation wasn't as big a deal?
I didn't care. No. 20, 25, no. Frankly, I didn't care a whole bunch even older, but then I met you and found out, wow, this woman's beautiful and she can talk and she's got a lot of good things going on. These 3 little beautiful baby girls. I mean, you think I wanted to, do you think that I was thinking that that's what I wanted? You were same with me. This is what you wanted, but we just kind of melded together,
Here's another thing that was really big for me. I really like to laugh.
Right. And the big fellow.
And I think that what goes along with intellectual, I think that you have to be pretty smart to be witty. You know what I mean? Like, I like that kind of humor. And, I don't like the whole like Jerry Lewis humor. Like, that's not my kind of humor.
Yeah.
So I like really smart,
Seinfeld.
dry humor. I like
Daily
witty
things that are going on that you can joke about.
Well, I just like all types of comedians,
right.
but I tend to like that smart, witty humor. And so for me, that was big. In the poll that I was looking up, it was interesting because it was saying that men that's not a big deal to them, that a girl's funny.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you're just lucky that I am so funny.
Okay, now I'm getting ready to sleep on the couch tonight. I've told you this before. Once or twice a month, you say something that's really funny.
You're so bad. But you like that I appreciate your humor, right?
You know I'm funny, though.
Yeah.
I had people drive off the side of the road because I'm on the radio. They tell me they have to pull over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got a little. God gave me the ability to have a little bit of humor. Yeah. And I appreciate that you like it.
Yes. Okay, so going back to intellectual intimacy, what is it for the people out there who still aren't getting it? It's being able to share ideas. It's respecting different viewpoints. Being curious about each other's thoughts. I think that sometimes you think when you're young, if we don't agree on everything, this isn't my soulmate. Like, you're supposed to agree with everything I say.
Well, yeah, I mean, as you get older, you think, I don't know if it's you open up to more people. I just think that you realize that some of that stuff's not as important, maybe.
Yeah.
That maybe you thought that was when you were young.
But it's bringing back a Seinfeld reference. Do you remember when he started dating a girl that was just like him?
Oh, yeah.
So she agreed with everything he said. They laughed at the same things. They told the same jokes. And he thought, I'm going to marry her because we're just alike.
You know who it was?
Yes, I do. We just watched that one
Janine,
not too long ago.
That's that Garofalo.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But my point is that he then realized boy, life's going to be pretty dull if I marry me.
Yep. Got to marry opposites attract.
I don't even know that it's opposites. But I do think you want somebody who can challenge you intellectually, or it's going to get pretty boring. I don't think you want to be opposites on things that really matter, right?
No, I agree.
On values and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
But because I think you and I are very similar in a lot of ways.
No, yeah. I mean, if values and how you think children should be raised and how you want to live your life, if that's opposite, then you're in trouble. If you're
going to have some disagreements. But I do think that you want somebody who's going to challenge you and bring out the best in you, right?
Sure.
And encourage you to be the best version of yourself.
Sure. I agree.
So I think that's really important. So why does it matter that intellectual intimacy, why does that matter in a relationship? They were saying that curiosity is attractive, that know-it-alls aren't, but curiosity is.
Uh-oh. I act like a know-it-all sometimes.
No, that's not true.
You don't think so? Maybe it's just because I know it all.
I just don't think anybody... I think when you're doing all the talking, you're missing a lot. You know what I mean? When you think there's no one else has any value to add, that's a pretty sad dynamic, right?
Sure.
I think it's important in any relationship with your kids, with your spouse, with your family, with friends, with coworkers, when there's that one person who's only talking about themselves all the time. That's kind of drudgery to be around long term.
I would say this, and I don't know if this is coming up in a while, but if you're married for a long period of time, you're going to go through some major things. Some are going to be good, some are going to be bad. There's going to a lot of be big decisions. Should I take this job? Should I do this? Right? There's a lot of different things.
Sure.
And if you have somebody that you're married to, that you respect their opinion, and you want their opinion, it is so much easier to make decisions, in my opinion. You have been a massive help for me in some of the things that I've had to go through. We're going through a little bit of one right now, and I always want to hear what you have to say.
And vice versa, yeah.
Yeah, I don't always agree.
Sure.
You don't always agree. I mean, but I think that's been a huge deal.
I think that God actually intended it that way. You know, when he designed this whole idea of marriage and what that looks like, I think that he gives us different gifts, right? Which for a lot of women, it's this intuition, this ability
Absolutely.
to see things, you know, to recognize things that men aren't necessarily looking out for a lot of times. And there's a whole study we can do on that. I've read all that and how our brains are wired differently.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why our intuition is so sharp. But I think God does that so that you come together, like you're the guy that goes out and hunts and, you know, kills.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, hey, well, let's slow down. Let's maybe not go out and be brash about that. Maybe let's wait and think about this and talk about it. And so together, you know, because if it was just me, we might not ever act, right?
Well, that's what I want to say.
Right.
I'm going to bring up a really interesting, and I think we have talked about it on this program, but I mean on our podcast before, but I think it's a long time ago, so I want to bring it up again. When we first met each other, we told each other you were a secretary at your father and Mr. Fowler's company, and I was doing a radio show making nothing. All right.
We didn't have it going on very well.
No, we weren't doing very well, and so anyway. And then you started selling on the phone because there was only a couple people working there. So you started doing it, and then they made you a salesperson, blah, blah. And I was there for you all the time saying, yes, you can do it. And then when Mr. Fowler wanted to move you to a position of power and, you know, a bigger position. Management. I remember you saying to me, I don't think I want to do this. And I was like, Jewel. And the reason why you wanted, I pushed you along, didn't I?
You were very insistent that I should explore where that would take me.
Absolutely.
And
I was very adamant
yes,
about it.
you were very confident for me.
And then when I got fired from my job and was laying around the swimming pool, and you, in a nice way, you should. Some people would have said, "Get your butt out," and go. But you just said to me, "Hey, you're going to be okay. Let's go. Let's figure out what you know." And I think we were getting pretty close to you saying, "Jim, this business isn't going to be for you." Am I right? I mean, you probably started thinking, "I don't know if he's going to be able to do this business."
So, sure, there were moments that probably in my head I thought, I don't know if he's ever going to get a job.
But then you looked at how good the yard looked and everything. You think,
The
"Oh, maybe I'll
yard
just keep it like that."
was beautiful. It was, yeah, Jim wouldn't let us walk on the yard, but it was stellar.
Yeah.
We never did win yard of the month, though.
No, but then
Gary beat us
Gary was amazing
every month.
But we look where it brought us to. Both of us.
But
You
I was
ended up-
going to say, I never said it out loud to you because I did have faith that something would happen.
Yeah.
Um,
We were down low though.
but yeah, it was pretty low, and I was pretty tired of supporting you.
I got blackballed. I mean, I got blackballed.
You were.
If it wouldn't have been for Craig Humphreys, who knows what we would be doing right now?
But I do think that cemented our relationship. Like that was the first really hard struggle that you and I went through really early in our relationship. And
Well, we weren't married yet.
no, that's what
We
I'm
were getting
saying.
ready to get married
There
in
was
December.
there was no reason for us. We didn't have to stay together through
No,
that.
you're right.
And I think a lot of people would have said, "I'm out." You know what I mean?
You would have said, women would have said, "I'm out with this guy."
But I think you and I realized right then intellectually, because we didn't have much else going for us, that we believed in each other.
I know I
1,000%.
believed in
right?
you. I thought you were unbelievably
Like,
impressive.
I bet the farm on you
Yeah.
when you didn't
That's
have
right.
anything.
No, you're right.
And I'm pretty proud of the outcome.
No, you did. You were a big part of it.
And
There's no
vice
doubt.
versa.
Yeah.
I mean, you met a single woman with 3 babies and you bet on me. So I think you and I were at a different point in our life than a lot of people are when they're dating. So we kind of already knew what we didn't want. And so recognize that. But I do think it's super important. I will say this. Esther Perel, we talked about her a couple weeks ago. I love her. She's the psychotherapist that has a podcast. She's really fantastic. But she talks about that desire thrives when there's mystery and curiosity. And I think that that's true. It's a little harder to achieve when you've been married to somebody for 30 years. There's not a lot of mystery left, but I think that's why you constantly keep learning and growing together. You know, like you've got to keep the conversation interesting.
I like that.
Don't you? Do you agree with that or disagree?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we don't. I don't think you and I have any mysteries anymore. Do we?
I don't know.
Does it ever come up where one of us go, "I did not know that about you"?
I was just when you said
You
that.
said something to me just the other day that I didn't know.
I said something, and you. What was that? And you were like, "I have never heard this story."
Yeah.
Now I will say I did that to Karen Ross. Karen and Ross and I have been friends for what 20 years now,
More than that.
longer.
Yeah.
But we were in Vegas the other day, and she almost laid down in the middle of the mall and wouldn't get up again. She was laughing so hard. She said, "I've never heard this story." When we walked by this store window and leg warmers are coming back.
Are they really?
And she was like, "Julie, leg warmers."
I love leg warmers.
She was like, "Oh my gosh, did you wear leg warmers?" And I was like, "Yeah, but it didn't have the same effect under culottes." She literally couldn't walk anymore. She
never
almost
knew
peed her
that you
pants.
had to wear culottes.
I think it was just she'd heard it, but then envisioning that with leg warmers.
Did you like leg warmers?
I was just trying to be cool, Jim, but it didn't have the same look.
I thought girls looked really good in leg warmers.
I got to tell you, you would not have liked them with the culottes. It was not the same, didn't have the same appeal. Kind of bunched up under the culottes. So Karen says she's going to throw an 80s party just so I will have to come in culottes with leg warmers.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I can't remember what the thing was I brought up with you.
Every once in a while. I mean, I have so many stories, and I tell stories all the time. People get sick of them. But you get sick of them?
No, I was saying,
I get sick of them.
You've got a ton of stories.
I do. So there might be one every once in a while that you haven't heard. But we pretty much know each other in and out, do we not?
Yeah, it's true because we do talk a lot.
We do things that are.
But I will say this: they said nothing kills attraction like I already know what you're going to say.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Or more importantly, to behave like you don't care what they're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you do this to me. We've talked about this. You'll say, I already know what you're going to say.
And 90 times I do. 90 times out of 100 I do.
No, most of the time, you're totally off base
No, I think I'm right on it.
of what's going on up here.
I know that's my ADD, though. If we're having a conversation, you don't understand it. It's not in your head. If we're having a conversation and we're going this and this and this, I want to think. I want to get the conversations. I want to get through and go and get the conversation. So when you start analyzing, talking analytically, I'm like, stop that. Let's go, let's go. So I know what you're going to say. So I say, I need to, and I'm bad at that. And I've gotten better. I think I've gotten a little better. It used to be even worse, but you're right. I do that.
But nothing kills intimacy more than somebody not being interested in what you have to say.
I think I'm interested.
No, you are. I'm just saying for people listening, you remember back to when you were dating and you're hanging on their every word or appearing to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we get a little more, like you said, you're busy, got stuff going on, and
you take things for granted.
You take it for granted.
Sure
yeah.
You do. Yeah.
And you're no
longer.
It's
hard not to take it. It's when you're with somebody for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it's hard not to take some things for granted.
We were talking about this.
That's why I say all the time to you, thank you so much for doing the laundry. Thank you so much, because I don't want you to think I ever take for granted what you do.
Well, I appreciate that, but part of it is when you don't interrupt me and when I'm in the middle of a sentence, like you just did.
I knew that was coming. I knew.
No. What I was going to say is we talked about Jay Hughes a couple podcasts ago, and we were talking about how great he is about asking questions and listening.
Mm-hmm.
And he listened to the podcast and then sent us this great text.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And he said, I have not always been good about that. It is a learned quality, and anybody can do it. And so I just wanted to bring that up because I wanted to encourage all the spouses out there. Jay Hughes says anybody can learn how to do this. You just ask more questions. Don't interrupt.
Let them talk.
Ask what brought them to that decision, or why do you feel that way? Explore it further. Right. Don't just take it at face value.
I can't tell the people out there how many times when I've had to go meet with my boss, maybe I was in trouble, maybe I wasn't, maybe I was negotiating a contract. I can't tell you how many times this beautiful woman has said the words to me. Now listen, let them talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Ask them a question and just sit back and let them talk. I'm not that way. I want to talk. I want to put the thing in my court. But you always, as a person that ran a company and dealt with a lot of people, you always were like, let's put it in their court, see what they got.
If you let people, well, in sales, if you let people talk long enough, they'll tell you how to sell to them.
Oh, how to sell to them.
And what they want. Yeah. And then when you're negotiating, the first person who talks loses, right? You've got to... I remember when I was sitting there one time, it was the biggest deal of our company ever. And it was just me with this decision maker. And it was for a lot of money. And I just said, look, I'm not going any lower. This is what I can do. And if this doesn't work for you, then I'm out. I can't, I'm not going to go, and I'm not going to move anymore for you on this. I need to be able to service it. I need to be able to make money and pay my employees to do a good job for you. And if this isn't good enough for you, then I'm out.
And then they said, we're in.
No, not for a minute. It was just us looking at each other for a long period of time. But you don't talk anymore. I've already stated where I am. You've stated where you are. I've stated where I am. And now you can say yes or no.
Now, were you going crazy when you were waiting, when it was quiet?
I was sweating.
That would have driven me crazy.
Profusely.
I would have gone, you want a cup of water? You want something? What do you got going? I would have, silence is no good.
Yeah.
For me.
But I do think business teaches you that the more you talk, you can talk yourself right out of a cell. I mean, eventually people are like, you know, they think you're all put together, and then you just keep talking and they're like, yeah.
And if you remember our man Jay Bird.
And all those important details, or you make them important. And then you come home and you sometimes can, just because you're tired and you had a long day, maybe your spouse doesn't get your best. And I think you've just got to remember to reel it in and do that same thing for your spouse, right?
Gotcha.
And that's not just men, that's women too, right? You've been with the kids all day, you've been also working and doing dinner, and you've got to find that time where you just stay curious and interested in each other's lives. I think you've got to make that a point. You want to keep the boring away. I think that's their number one rule. So what does that look like? It's okay to have playful debates. It's okay to have healthy debates. Sometimes you and I will even say, I'll say to you, okay, we're going to agree to disagree on this.
Mm-hmm.
We don't always agree on things. We've got our own opinions on things. And I think that's super healthy. Like, what do you say to the men out there who think, well, I'm the man of the house and my wife should be agreeing with everything I say?
Well, I mean, obviously, nobody should agree with everything on everything. That means that more than likely they're lying about a lot of the stuff because there's
Holding
no,
it in.
yeah, there are no two people that does that. And I will tell you that there's a lot of times when you and I get in a discussion about something like this that you say, you should have married somebody that's just going to do whatever you want. And I'm like, oh, what are you talking about, right? You've said that to me before
Yeah.
because you think that I'm saying, forget your opinion. I think when there's big decisions, yes, yeah, but someone has to make the decision. But if it's
Yes.
just arguing, I mean, talking about something, then yeah, I think it's great to have different opinions.
I think that it's
As long as
dangerous.
they don't become personal.
Yes. Well, yeah. We're going to get into that a little bit, but I think it's dangerous to not ever take in any other information except your own opinion.
Well, superstar businessmen talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go listen to these people that are huge business people that own big companies, they put good people around them.
Yeah.
You know, they want people that can talk
They'll
to them.
say, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
That's right. Who
You
is
know,
that
all
guy?
of
Who's
those.
that guy's famous for that?
But
Can't remember.
I think that you've got to recognize why God put your spouse in the life and use them as a sounding board and heed their advice. I say this to you all the time. There's nobody on earth who wants you to succeed more than I do. I think sometimes people think they want you to say what they want to hear, right? And your spouse more than likely is going to tell you what you need to hear.
I think that's.
You think that's
solid.
fair?
Yeah, I think that's solid. Yeah, definitely.
So the number one thing is being able to disagree without disrespect. That can get hard sometimes.
Sure.
But that's important. Don't let it escalate, right? Keep it civil. And then the number one thing is stay curious, not combative or controlling. You agree with all that?
Sure.
So the quiet killer, they say in all of this, is indifference.
Right. Either have an opinion, be with them or against them, but don't just be in the middle.
I remember after you and I were married, there was still a lot of animosity with your ex-wife just because we were being taken to court all the time. Like there was always, she wouldn't let you see the boys. It was just, seemed like there was drama going nonstop. And you could not understand why I didn't have the same level of animosity with my ex-husband. That I was just, pretty calm about him. Like when he did pop into our lives, there wasn't a lot of drama with me. And I remember us talking about that. And I said to you, I read something super important right after the divorce, that the opposite of love is not hate. Hate and love really require a lot of emotion, but indifference is when you know it's over, right? When you don't care one way or the other. And that's what you can't let settle, I think, into your marriage ever. It's just being indifferent about what your spouse is thinking about.
But I will say this.
Yeah.
Although you were a billion times better than me, you had your children.
No, that makes things.
I didn't.
That makes things, yeah.
I didn't care about her. I mean, I was like, whatever. But it was
you were fighting for your kids.
Exactly.
Right.
You had your babies. You had what you wanted. So there was no real reason to get upset about him. I had reasons every single
there were
day.
reasons because I wasn't getting any child support.
He wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. You were amazing.
And then he would want to see them or talk to them, and you would be like, "No, he doesn't get to."
And you'd let him. Yeah. No, you were amazing. You were every divorced mothers you should start a class for divorced mothers because you're amazing as far as all that.
Divorced mothers of deadbeat dads.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't speak to anything else. But
Right.
um but yeah, I think indifference, what you can't do is let that settle into an actual marriage. Like you've got to stay interested in each other. Um so what does that look like? Not engaging, not asking follow-up questions, not or being so like scrolling on your phone while they're trying to tell you something that's important clearly to them, even if you're not really, you don't care about what they're saying. Um, we'll do that sometimes. I'll be pouring my heart out to you about something and you'll get a text and you'll pick up your phone to see who's texting you and it flies all over me. And you'll be like, well, I got a text. And I'm like, I don't care. When we're in the middle of a conversation, I'll get a text and you'll go, who's texting you? I'll go, I don't care. You're the most important thing going on for me right now. It does not matter to me who's texting me. If it's a text, it's not that important, right?
Gotcha.
No, I'm not saying that for you. I'm just saying that in general.
Well, if it's a big conversation, I wouldn't take a text. But you're right. If we're having just a regular good, you're talking about something that made you upset or whatever, I will. If it goes bang, I'll go. What's going on here?
See who's texting.
I don't know. I don't know why that is either because nobody texts me if anything important.
Exactly.
But I just think about like the other night, you got a text in the middle of the night, and I was like, Jewel, who's texting you in the middle of the night? Well, I got old people in my family. You got old people in your family.
But that would be a phone call.
Maybe you're right. Yeah.
Nobody's going to text about an emergency,
Yeah,
right?
You're probably right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's right.
Now, if my phone rings, I'll check to see, is it one of the kids? Is it my mom? Is it, but I'm saying a text, that's not an emergency,
Yeah,
right?
You're right. That's true.
Okay.
I'll never do that again.
I bet you will. Here's the number one thing to remember. Humility is sexy. Deep conversation is super sexy. Curiosity is sexy. So that's the intimacy part of intellectual intimacy in marriage, is just staying curious.
Say the three of them again.
Humility.
I don't have as much as I should.
Deep conversations.
I'm cool with that.
And curiosity.
I'm
just
curious.
acting interested in the things I'm saying and vice versa.
Yeah, I'm interested. I always want to know what's happening in your life. Yeah.
So people can do that by saying, okay, tell me more. So asking follow-up questions to whatever they're talking about. What led you to that opinion? Instead of just saying, well, I totally disagree with that opinion. You know what I mean? With your spouse and shutting it down, trying to get behind the why of it. And when you're really in conversation and you can't agree, here's a great one that you and I are not great at saying. Okay, help me understand your point of view.
I would never say that to a human being.
But to me, you wouldn't want to understand why I'm so adamant about.
Well, I would ask you, I would kind of say, no, tell me why you're so fired up about this.
Yeah, but it's hard when you're both fired up, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're digging your heels in on your point.
I'm not caring as much about you being fired up.
But
I'm worried about me.
I think it's important to be able to say that, like for each of us to try to understand why you're so strong on your position over there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But here's the number one thing, the number one takeaway. If you want your marriage to stay interesting, stay interested.
Oh.
You like that?
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
You're tricky.
So, yeah, I think, it was interesting because as I was preparing for all of these podcasts, and I thought, why would they make this one last? It seems like physical should be last because all these other things lead to physical, right? But I appreciate that for most people, physical is the number one that you think of. So that's the obvious one. But I would also argue, I think intellectual might be the most important one. Because as you get older, the physical part of it, it's still super important, but physically, you're not the same as you were when you were in your 20s and 30s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think really knowing and appreciating and enjoying your spouse, like their sense of humor and just enjoying hanging out with them, that's become hugely important to us.
Oh, I agree.
More than it ever
I
has.
totally agree with you on that. Yeah.
So I think the intellectual intimacy it might be the most important one. I don't know. What do you think?
I think
What's
you're
your
right.
vote?
I think it's very important. I totally agree with you. You know, there's all different kinds of sparks in a relationship. Physical sparks happen a lot more early. But when you get to the point where we're over 30, we still have a great physical relationship. But I think more importantly now is we've got a great intellectual one too,
Yeah.
with the things that you're talking about. So
Yeah. I think it's important to have all four.
it
I
sure
don't
is
think you
fun
can
to,
say there's one I could get rid of, right?
yeah, it sure is fun to have a day where it's just you and me and we talk and we watch a show or we talk about this, we do that, whatever we do. It's fun to do that. And I think those are the quality time things that keep the marriage going.
And laughing.
Absolutely. I make you laugh a lot. You
You
make me
do.
laugh once in a while.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. You're pretty funny for a woman.
And we'll end on that note.
It was a
Tell
joke.
everybody about JR.
My man J.R. Holmes and Associates. He is amazing. He is one of the top 10 personal injury lawyers in the state of Oklahoma.
He's number one as far as I'm
Number one as far
concerned.
as we're concerned. But he was voted that. We had a huge accident, and Julie got a lot of problems, and he helped immensely. Helped with the doctors, helped with the lawyer.
Everything.
He did everything. So if you need somebody for it, hopefully you don't, but if you need him or you know somebody that does, it's J.R. Holmes and Associates. That's 405 524 1011. 405 524 1011. And, you know, I did my show yesterday at Rob's Ranch, too. And, man,
You
it's
always
just
have the
incredible.
best stories when you come. It just
Oh.
such messages of hope. And I mean, it just always just fills me up when you come back and you tell me the guys you meet.
You know what happened to me for the
Mysteries.
first time today?
Or yesterday.
Today,
Oh,
a guy texted on my show, called in, and talked to my producer, wanted to know if I could help him get his sister into a rehabilitation situation.
huh.
So he left me a message on Instagram, and I'm going to kind of get with my man out there, Jeremy Gray. You know, they do mostly long-term for men, but we're going to get.
But I'm sure he has all the contacts, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you know somebody that needs help, especially men, Rob's Ranch, we love them, and we're so happy that they're a part of this deal. We went a little bit longer than we normally do today, but it was good stuff.
Love you.
Okay. Are we going to go right back in our discussion?
Jay's got to go.
Jay's got to go. We're out of here. We'll be back next week. Stay with us. Make sure you tell all your friends and everything about the Julie and Jim Traber podcast.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And YouTube.